Are we live? Of all time. That is right, everybody. Today we're doing yet another episode of Dead Channel Maxing. That is right, everybody. Though I don't know how much longer I'm going to be calling it that for. I mean, considering the fact that yesterday our live stream peaked at 1,300 concurrence. With that being said, I may or may not include timestamps in the description below for any of the VOD watchers. We'll have to see how many segments I do. With that being said, hello, Cheetah Man, Angel HH, Jan P, Rachel. I hope you're all doing well today. Sorry I didn't live stream yesterday, but today I am going to be live streaming. I'm so excited, and I hope you're all doing well on this fine Friday evening, I believe. I think, maybe, potentially, probably, hopefully, I think, maybe. Yeah. Hello, 33. Good to see you again. It's very good to have everybody back. Hello, SS Caro. Hello, David McCurley. Hello, Cheetah Man. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all doing well. I'm gonna be very sad if you're not doing well. So, I'm not entirely sure how much content we're gonna get through. We do have some, epic, Deckard T comments to go through, to say the very least. You know, he does have a tendency to, schizo post quite frequently. We might also go over a video called, I Left the Non-Binary Cult. Oh boy! I'm so excited. So we'll see how much content we get through. We might do some more stuff after that. We'll have to see how much we can get through. I'm not really sure yet. With that being said, I'm glad to hear that you guys are doing well. Stressed about the election results, to be honest. It's alright to not do stuff. Our job right now is to calm down and stay alive. Yeah, that's fair enough. I can't say that I've been too happy about the election results either. I've also been a bit stressed. If you couldn't tell by my most recent content, but, hello, Fatal263, hope you're doing well. But, yeah, I'm not gonna really be covering any, election stuff today. I'm just not up for it, and, instead we're gonna be talking about some other stuff, doing the more usual, content that I would normally do on this channel, some more lighthearted stuff, cause look, I can only be doomer-pilled for so long, okay? After a certain point, I gotta talk about some other stuff. I can't be hyper-fixated on the fact that, oh yeah, this literal fascist who wants to, centralize all of the power, to his own position, as well as replacing everybody in the executive branch with loyalists. I mean, sure, that's very bad, and that sucks, but at the same time, I can only, you know, talk about that for so long. Anyways, hello, Steph. Good to see you again. Hello, Rat Town. Good to see you. Good to see you. Discord link when? I don't know. Whenever I feel like it, I suppose. But, yeah, double tap the smash like, everybody. It's very important to smash like if you want to support me in the algorithm, okay? We are still dead channel maxing after all, okay? Yes, we got lucky 2 days ago on our live stream, but that's because we were covering something relevant, okay? We were covering something that is relevant to everybody, and most of those concurrents were, weird Trump supporters and whatnot. Hello, PP Girl 420. Good to see you again. I'm so sleepy right now. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. My mom let me get black nail polish. I'm so happy. Yeah, honestly, I might have to paint my nails at some point. Hello, Ibrahim. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, welcome everybody who's made it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, dude, if we get, it's like, it's weird now because it's like, okay, so we got over 1,000 concurrents at one small instance on my live stream before this somehow. But to me now, it's like, oh, looking back, that's like actually, that's actually not worth anything if it's like all a bunch of like Trump supporters. I think what YouTube does algorithmically is it sees, oh shoot, it seems like Trump supporters really like to interact with this content. Let's recommend it to more of them because then more of them are gonna interact, and it's like this snowball effect. Yeah, 90% of those viewers would have thrown me into a pit of barbed wire for fun. I think that PP Girl is making a very accurate point here. They did not like me. So yeah, YouTube does have a tendency to recommend you to the wrong people, and it's like, why? The one time I do well in the algorithm, YouTube is like, you know what? We will give you over 1,000 concurrents, but they're all gonna be people that suck. It's all gonna be people that are like weird, insane Trump supporters. Like, come on! Jesus Christ, why YouTube? Why are you like this? Why? Why do you do this to me? Hello, Nocturnal. Good to see you here. We need peace, common grounds. They do exist, don't you think? It depends on what we're talking about. It seems to be the case that in the United States of America, it's very difficult to get common ground, considering the fact that half the country seems to be completely divorced from reality. They still think that the 2020 election was rigged and stolen. They think that they're putting microchips in the vaccines. It's like, what am I supposed to do to argue with those people? Like, oh yeah, actually, you are, in fact, delusional, and completely divorced from reality. Well, they're not gonna listen to me when I say that, because they're divorced from reality. But yeah, it is genuinely terrifying. And then it's like, I bring up the fact, that, oh, hey, by the way, you know that according to Agenda 47, you know, the thing that's written by Donald Trump himself, he literally intends on replacing everybody in the executive branch with loyalists, as well as centralizing as much power as humanly possible to himself. Also, hello, Claudia. You have a boyfriend? No, I do have a girlfriend, though. The worst people you've ever met, all in one place? No, literally. Hey, beautiful. Hello, Nuke Possum Springs. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Katie. Hope you're also doing well. But yeah, it's very disappointing to say the very least. Hello, Jordan Michael. I don't know. I just wish that people, I don't know, maybe sort of had some sort of grasp on reality, maybe potentially. Look, I don't know. I'm starting to get a little bit I don't know. It's not that I'm feeling better about the election results. I guess I'm getting over it because it's like, what am I meant to do? Just be like, yes, I am shocked by these results and very sad, until the day that I die, until somebody else gets elected after 4 years. I'm sorry if you're going through a rough patch, Yos. I mean, to be fair, a lot of us are going through a rough patch right now. I would argue that whatever rough patch I'm going through is negligible. Anyways, hey, I'm new, but you seem fun. Well, I'm very glad to hear that, Brooklyn, and I hope you enjoy your stay. But yeah, it's like, Daddy's back in the White House. Like, Jesus Christ. We get it. We get it. You are a submissive bottom that wants to be told what to do, okay? You've made it very clear. You don't have to project that onto your, political positions, though, or in my chat, alright? Anyways, let's see here. The trans shit started with Trump's first term. How are you oppressed? Wait, what are you... First of all, when did I talk about trans people? Secondly, if you actually look at the legislation that right-wingers intend on passing, maybe you'll have a better idea of that. Like, if you actually look at the things that they say that they intend on doing, maybe you'll have a better idea of what they intend on doing. Anyways. Hello, Misty Creamer Thomas. Hope you're doing well. Remember, voting isn't the end of politics. It's important to organize and start fighting for our rights. I agree. But I will say that the low voting turnout is something that we can't just ignore. We can't just be like, oh, yeah, dude, it's like the outcome was inevitable. No, it actually wasn't inevitable. If all of the people that voted for Biden in 2020 were to vote for Kamala Harris in 2024, we would have won by a lot. Like, legitimately, the amount of votes that Trump got this year was very, very similar to his voter turnout for 2020. It's not that much different. We weren't competing against a larger voter base, right? It was roughly the same voter base. It's just, we just, for whatever reason, didn't turn out. Anyways. Hello, Trans Mama Bear. Good to see you again. I recognize you from the previous stream, I think. Are you in high school? No, I am in college. I know, crazy. Who would have guessed that, yes, me, the great Femyoz, is a college student. With that being said, I just noticed we're currently streaming in front of 118 of our closest friends and family. But chat, we only have 18 likes. Can we fix that? Double tap your screens to support me in the algorithm. It's free. It's easy. There's no logical reason not to do it. I'm just saying. What's your major? Business admin. I don't know. Dude, I'm sorry. I hate to sound like an asshole here. But why the Kentucky Fried fuck does anybody care about my major? Like, my college life is arguably one of the most boring things about me. If I'm gonna be completely honest. We need to take back the Democratic Party by organizing. Fair. Anyways, let's see. We can't blame those people for not voting her because she objectively ran a bad campaign and didn't push progressive policies. Actually, we can blame them, right? You can look at multiple variables at once. It actually is the fault of the people that chose to not vote for the lesser of two evils. That's like a very illogical decision, right? The reason I voted for Kamala Harris isn't because I, think she's like the greatest candidate of all time. It's because she is clearly and substantially less bad than Trump, right? So, like, that's, like, you're kind of an idiot if you're like, I'm just not gonna vote for anybody, right? She should have convinced those people, lesser of two evils, voting never works. Yeah, well, those people should have voted regardless, right? Like, yeah, you can look at the campaign and be like, yeah, this should have been a stronger campaign, and I agree with that. Multiple variables can coexist at once, right? Like, you could agree that, like, that it is the moral obligation of that voting base to vote, while simultaneously agreeing that Kamala's campaign could have been better, right? Like, these aren't mutually exclusive. In fact, they go hand in hand for this election because they are both variables that are applicable. Anyways, you have brain damage. Incredible counter-arguments, Seb. Thank you for sharing. Why do you care about voting? Because if somebody gets enough votes in a state, for instance, so like let's say somebody wins the popular vote in a state or whatever, then it's more likely to be the case that they win that state, which increases the likelihood of them winning, right? Like, you are statistically increasing the chances of somebody winning if you vote, right? Anyways. Let's see here. I voted for Goku. Incredible, truly. Yeah, the campaign was bad. It was 4 months, but more people should have voted. Absolutely. Like, these aren't mutually exclusive. Are you okay, hon? I'm doing alright, I suppose. Welcome back, Madeline Jones. Dude, I'm so dehydrated, though. I ship Trump and Biden. That's so real! Why do you skip over my questions? Probably because they're not very important. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think that your questions are particularly important. I know. So sad. With that being said, chat, how many of you are familiar with chat, how many of you are familiar with somebody named Deckard T, my favorite schizo poster, in the Femyoz YouTube comments section? Well, let's just say he finally responded to me making fun of him and his deranged comments. So, without further ado, let's read this, okay? Do not let Femyoz's projection and comedic theatrics obscure the truth from you. Femyoz is the one who has psychological issues, not me. Just watch past streams where she becomes unhinged, and the really bad episodes she privates. The reason, edgy jokes, sure. Okay, wait, hold on, you just answered your own question. If I make like a super edgy joke, then yeah, I might private the stream because I said something really edgy. Yeah, okay, what's the issue with that? Yeah, sometimes I walk on the fence a little bit. Sometimes I blur the lines a little bit of what is or isn't acceptable. Like, that's perfectly normal. I don't see what the issue is. But let's continue. Her creepy parasocial simps who donate thousands of dollars to her and want to be with her on Discord. They are not parasocial weirdos. No, it's some rando who comments on her streams. The comments are 1 to 2 paragraphs. They need therapy. Crazy. Parasocial. Sure. Okay. See the projection here? It doesn't bother me because I know who I am, what I have achieved academically, my current employment, and the type of person I am. So she could continue with her bullying and hate of me on her streams. It doesn't reveal anything about my character, but more about her character. Oh, dude, that's so true! Dude, it reveals so much about my character. Including, but not limited to, the fact that I think it's funny to laugh at you. Holy shit, bro, who would have guessed? Guys, did you know that me, somebody that is, like, vaguely commentary adjacent, likes to laugh at insane people sometimes? Holy shit, bro, that's fucking crazy. Is that the guy with the neck beard? He probably does have a neck beard. I'm gonna be completely honest. You know, I don't know for certain, but, anyways. Why this hate and bullying from Femyoz? I am not like her many clone simps and fans just all praise. I am objective, so I point out the positives and negatives. Ah, dude, thank goodness. I really needed you, of all people, to point out the positives and negatives. You know, I really care, like, so much about what you have to say on the matter. Femyoz is very thin-skinned. She cannot take any sort of criticism. Any criticism, then you are the enemy. What are you talking about? Like, people criticize me both publicly and behind the scenes all the time. And if they actually have good criticism of me, I end up either considering it or even agreeing with them. I've talked to people behind the scenes that have criticized me on shit, right? When I was in a bunch of drama in the commentary scene, I was being criticized by people that cared about me, and guess what? I conceded certain points. That's normal. You writing 15 paragraphs per YouTube comment in my comment section is not normal. That's weird. Like, what are your criticisms that I should be taking oh so seriously? Please, enlighten me. Holy shit. I have stated from the beginning that Femyoz is a beautiful woman. Passable, unclockable in real life. Thanks. I really needed your validation in particular. I don't know what I would do without it. Thank you so much. Some aspects of her personality are appealing, but some aspects are not, like the bullying. Oh no, I'm such a mean bully. How dare I make fun of delusional schizos like this guy on the internet, even though everybody else thinks it's entertaining. Yeah, those simps. Proceeds to simp. Proceeds to be the most unhinged parasocial loser imaginable. I love your outfit, girl. Keep up the great content. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh my god. Have you noticed there are many detractors of Femyoz online? Are these all transphobes? Maybe some of them, but most are critiques towards her character. Peace out. Wait, did I ever say that everybody that disagrees with me is a transphobe? Like, what? When did those words ever come out of my mouth? Now, a lot of them are. But yeah, there are gonna be some people that dislike me for other reasons. Some of them might be valid, some of them might be invalid. Your reasons just so happen to be invalid. Do you think that the only reason that's invalid that somebody could dislike me is because I'm trans? Or do you think that maybe there are, like, other bad reasons behind it? Like, holy shit, bro. Like, this is unironically, like, one of the most delusional things I've ever seen. Now, I know I said I wasn't gonna get too much into politics, but, you know, considering the fact that we're making fun of an actual schizo, we don't really have much of a choice. So, this is, Deckard's response to me after I talked about the election. Boys, this is Deckard. Did any of you watch Ludwig's coverage of the election last night? Was the best. No, I actually didn't watch that. I think most people probably didn't. I think overall, Trump winning is a good thing. Gee golly, I wonder why people make fun of you. Could be anything, truly. Dear Lord. I know this makes me a monster in the eyes of Femyoz and this community. The reason why many voted for Trump is the disaster of millions of illegal migrants coming through on the southern border. Okay, but most migrants are migrating through the asylum-seeking process. Like, this has nothing to do with whether or not the border is secure. Also, do you think that people are illegal immigrants for fun? Like, oh yeah, dude, I want to get paid unfair wages that are significantly below minimum wage because I literally can't do shit about it. Because if I say shit to the government, I get deported. Okay. Oh no! Gee golly, if only there was a solution, such as, I don't know, making the process of legal immigration easier and less bogged down. And actually, more reasonable. Maybe you think maybe that would make a difference? Yeah, they're eating the dogs! They're eating the cats! Why is Deckard typing, like, in the 17th century? I don't know! I don't know! Oh my god. This has to be controlled or will create economic chaos in terms of fiscal budgets, federal, state, and jobs. Where are you going to find millions of low-end jobs for these millions of illegals? Wait, hold on. Do you know how supply and demand works? Like, you realize that immigrants don't just increase supply and just take jobs. You realize that they also are consumers. They're not just workers, they're also consumers. And in order to make more products, you need more workers. That is how supply and demand works, you fucking retard. Holy shit, you're actually brain dead. Oh yeah, dude, immigrants are only workers. They're not consumers. They don't buy products like food. No, that's not logically possible. They would never buy food. That would be crazy. Holy shit. Look. For millions. They don't exist like Trump states. If you want to immigrate, fine, but do it legally. Okay, then it should be easier to legally immigrate. Like, that's what I've been saying, is they should make the process of legal immigration easier. Again, people aren't illegal immigrants for fun. But, okay. Also, this caricature of Trump as some bigot, if so, why did he get more votes from African American and Latino voters than previous Republican candidates? Wait, do you think wait, hold on, this is literally an ad populum fallacy. Ah, well, you see, because he got more votes from certain minority groups, therefore he's not a bigot. Like, this is the most retarded argument I've ever heard. Like, what is he talking about? Yeah, but like, dude, did you know that my black friend voted for Donald Trump, therefore he's not racist? Yeah, that's so true. They just ignore his actual policy positions that disproportionately affect minorities. But alright. Anyways, let's continue. This fear of Femyoz and other trans people that Trump will attempt to restrict access to HRT treatment is legitimate. Okay, well then there you go! Then it's not a good thing that Trump is gonna be in office, you fucking moron! This is already happening in red states. Restricting estrogen, testosterone, hormone blockers for minors, a position I agree with. Some of these red states may restrict access to hormones to adults as well, but I do not agree with. So first of all, you're in favor of trans minors being forced to go through the wrong puberty, and you're in favor of maximizing their dysphoria and suicide rates, because I guess they're not people, they're actually the property of the state and their parents or whatever. Okay. I'm guessing that's your position, because that's what would necessarily be required to even begin to go down that line of reasoning. And if you acknowledge the fact that some red states might start restricting access to hormones for adults as well, then there you go. That's the fear. Like, that's a legitimate fear. That's like a reason for trans people to be concerned. That in of itself should be enough reason for any rational person with any modicum of empathy to be against Trump being in office. Anyways, as for this fear of some federal ban on hormone treatment, unlikely to happen since Democrats still have veto power in the Senate, and they will not agree to such restrictions. Oh, okay, so because you think that Trump is likely to not be physically capable of restricting every single freedom means that it's justifiable for him to be in office, even though he has the intention to. Like, what? What have we taught? Like, and also, if we're talking about who has control right now, it is the Republican Party. They have the overwhelming, an overwhelming amount of control in this country. Like, you have to keep that in mind, right? They have way more control than they did in 2016. Anyways, if you live in a red state that restricts HRT treatment, and this is important for you, just move to a state that does not restrict such. Yeah, dude, just move! Oh, what's that? You live in a state that's restricting your fundamental human rights? Well, just move! You know, the thing that's definitely economically viable for everybody. That's so true! Yeah, dude, why don't you just move? Oh my god. This is actually the most brain-dead take ever. Do you think that everybody is just able to move? Oh, shit, dude. Oh, what's that? Like, dude, I've been living here and paying mortgage. Well, why do you just move? Oh, what's that? My job and my entire family and friends are here. Like, well, I'm just gonna move. Like, what are you talking about? This is so fucking brain dead. Oh my god. Fem, little bro, you look so worried. Don't be. Things are not as bad as you think they are. Peace out, bros. But I'm the one that's read Project 2025 and Agenda 47. You haven't, Deckard. You haven't read either of these things, have you? Like, these things are bad. Holy shit. Anyways, let's continue after drinking some water because, holy shit, is this your real hair? You better believe it is. Looks good. Thank you. Anyways, I feel like a big reason Kamala never had the W was just due to people controlling her campaign personally, like they tried to get the black vote with music artists and actors. Imagine LMFAO. Yeah, no, if she had stuck to her stronger messaging that she had right after Biden dropped out, I think that there would have been a much stronger chance that she won. That's why I was super optimistic for a while. Now, Deckard decided that this long-ass a series of paragraphs wasn't enough. So he had to write another YouTube comment, of course, on the same day. So let's read it out. Boys, Deckard again. I just wanted to clarify that something that Femyoz misrepresented in one of my comments in this live stream that has been bothering me is that I was advocating that she dox herself to her big dono simps or others. This was not the meaning of my comment. I was trying to point out the issue of levels of trust between friends. We know in real life and those online which Femyoz makes more distorted by introducing rewards, like joining on her Discord or private VC chats which encourages donations. Wait, hold on, wait. This is a fucking lie. That's not even one of the donor rewards. That's just something I do to be nice. That's something I do to be nice. If somebody donates a lot of money, it's like I feel like I haven't done enough to pay them back. No, maybe that's just me, but I feel bad if I'm not doing enough. I do everything in my power to pay these people back. That's not even a specific reward. That's something I will do sometimes, not because it's the expectation, but to be nice. With that being said, I do try to VC quite frequently on both the Femtard server and maybe a little bit less now in the VIP room, though I would like to get back to that as well. But that's not based on whether or not you donate necessarily, right? There are plenty of people that haven't donated a cent that are in there. So it's like, you don't have to donate. It's just a faster way of getting in, but that's not the reason people donate, right? Like, that's just a nice thing I do. Does he think that I'm, out here being like, yes, if you donate, this is the reward? No, that's just something I choose to do. Because I would feel bad if I didn't. And it's just like, what do you want me to do? What am I meant to do for my donors? I don't understand. What donor rewards have I not included? What do I need to be doing? What do I need to do? Because I try to go above and beyond if I can. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Deckard, if you're watching this, what the fuck else am I supposed to offer as a donor reward? By introducing rewards like joining her on Discord or private VC chats, which encourages donations, true, but also this parasocial dynamic, which I believe is unhealthy. Wait, I'm not even encouraging a parasocial dynamic. I'm not saying that I become your best friend. I'm saying, hey, by the way, you've donated a lot of money. I feel like it's only fair that I invite you to the server. That doesn't mean that we're becoming best friends. That literally just means, hey, by the way, you're invited to the server now, and sometimes I VC in there. That's and if I talk to somebody, then I guess I'm more likely to become friends with them. But that's not a donor reward. Holy shit, this is so fucking brain dead. I know, according to Femyoz, I am the parasocial creep because I make 1 or 2 paragraph comments, but have no interest on being on any sort of Discord or VC with her. Wait, hold on. Do you think that because I didn't invite you to the Discord that doesn't make you a weird parasocial simp? Your I guess relationship with me, if we could even call it that, it is. I mean, it's non-existent, but it's very one-sided. The only reason it's not completely one-sided is because I finally decided that these comments are really fucking funny and that I should cover on them on stream because of how funny they are. Like, that's the only reason I'm covering them. Is because they're funny. It's because I enjoy the back and forth because it's entertaining, but that's it. No interest in being on any sort of Discord or VC with her. Projection of her generous simps or simps in general. If you read my past comments, I have always advised Femyoz and others never to dox themselves to anybody. I know this is stressful time for Femyoz and other trans LGBTQ people, so this is relatively unimportant matter, but I just need to get it off my chest. I am glad Femyoz has not doxed herself to anybody. Okay, then why was that the example you brought up? You were like, actually, has Femyoz given you her personal phone number, or her full name, or address? No? Then why are you donating so much money? Because I don't have to do those things. That's not a donor reward. That was what you said in your previous comment. You absolute buffoon. Holy shit, bro. Femyoz and others in her community, the trans community, and LGBTQ, wishing you all the best. And you have an ally in Deckard. Peace out. Oh, dude, thank goodness I have an ally in Deckard himself. You know, the same guy that's like, you know, I actually think it's good. I actually think it's good that Trump, the guy that's, that has the intention to restrict your access to necessary medical care, I'm actually an ally. No, you're just a parasocial freak. You're a chaser. You're a chaser. That's what you are. That's what I think you are. Considering the fact that you obsess over trans people. You're constantly talking about how, like, oh yeah, dude, they're like, dude, I'm actually like a huge fan of Renali because, you know, she's like a, like, is Renali a femboy or a trans woman? Either way, it's like, dude, we get it. You're chasing Gawk. That's what you look for. Like, you're obsessed with the Gawk, okay? You're obsessed with the Gawk. And you know, I get it, okay? I like Gawk too, but Bottomyos, shut up. Yeah, how can I be a chaser? I don't even run. Dude, I guarantee you, after this live stream, he's gonna watch the VOD, okay? He's a VOD watcher, which I respect, okay? I'm a VOD watcher too. Alright, I'm not watching shit at 1x speed. Are you fucking kidding me? Alright. But that's just because I'm super fucking ADHD brained and I can't get myself to. I would watch my own content at 1x speed, but that's the exception. I'm biased. I make content that I find entertaining. But with that being said, yeah, no, dude, I guarantee you, he's gonna write 2 paragraphs about, actually, I'm not a chaser, I like cis women too. It's like, okay, yeah, it's crazy how, like, all of the streamers that you're, like, super attracted to all have, some sort of, gawk, I guess you could say. They're either, like, a femboy or a trans woman. It's kind of interesting how you're specifically simping for that category of people. Like, I don't know, just because you're attracted to trans people doesn't make you an ally. Like, I'm sorry, what have you done to be an ally? Like, okay, I guess you gender me correctly. Thanks. That's like the bare minimum, though. That's like, that doesn't make you an ally necessarily. That just means you're doing, like, the bare fucking minimum, right? Like, that's all that is the bare minimum. Anyways, do you remember me? I'm sorry, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. That's because you're narcissistic. That's so true. Narcissism is when you make fun of insane people on the internet. Dude, how did you know? Dude, I've officially been diagnosed with NPD by this armchair psychologist in my chat. What is GOC? It stands for girl cock. Anyways. It's hard not being a chaser when there's so many beautiful trans women around. It's true. You make a very compelling argument. Compelling argument, Jesus. What do you think of my new name? Fair enough. Fair enough. It's a decent name, I suppose, Connor. Parentheses, formerly Desmond. Girls have dicks? Some of them do. Like, if they're trans. Or intersex, they can, yeah. Anyways. Holy shit, I have not seen a Hunter Avalon stream show up in my recommended in a hot minute. I think the last time I saw one in my recommended, I talked like this. Anyways, dude, what's he talking about today? I need to know. Let's find out. Ew. Dude, we're getting similar concurrence. Let's go. What do you think about Trump winning? I think it sucks. I think that Trump sucks. I think he's a bad person.
I don't understand. How are you against Donald Trump when the reason Kamala Harris was that she failed to tell the truth?
What? What does that even mean?
Flip-flopping on what she agrees and not agrees? That's not actually...
Wait, that's literally what Trump does too. Yeah, he's a twink still.
She really didn't flip-flop a whole bunch.
Yeah, if anybody flip-flopped, it would have to be Trump, you know, and like his very wishy-washy position on things like gay marriage, but I mean, I digress. Like, if anybody's flip-flopping, it's Trump. And it's not that he changed his position slowly over time. It's that over the years, he'd be like, depending on like the context of the conversation and what's convenient for him to say at the time, he'd be like more or less in favor of gay marriage. Like, he constantly changed his position on that.
Anyways.
Oh, yeah. He did that with abortion as well. Like, he's like super wishy-washy. And it's like, oh, apparently Kamala Harris is a liar, even though Trump provably lies over and over again and constantly oscillates between different positions depending on what's the most convenient for him at the time. And it relies on logically fallacious arguments and shit like presenting Mott and Bailey arguments where it's like, depending on who he's talking to, he'll take an easier or less easy to defend position. It's like, okay, awesome. That's incredible, truly. But yeah. Apparently she was saying or doing things to appeal to the right. Yeah, dude, that was something that that is a legitimate criticism of Kamala Harris, is that she moderated her, I guess, yeah, she presented herself as like being like more moderate or whatever on issues where there was no reason to, right? Like, who are you trying to appeal to? Like, you should, the direction that I believe she should have went in is one of economic populism, right? Like, that would have been more effective, I think, right? Now, I think that not all politicians, but most of them are going to be disingenuous to some extent. But if we're talking about who is more disingenuous, it's going to be Trump, right? That doesn't mean that Kamala Harris is like 100% genuine. She is a politician still, but like, obviously that fact doesn't change, but still. Are you fine with saying who you voted for? Yeah, I voted for Kamala Harris. Kamala has been caught lying or deceiving live on the news using teleprompters. Wait, hold on. Do you think that using a teleprompter is a prerequisite for lying? Hold on. What about when Trump knowingly lied about the election being rigged? Like, he knew it was a lie. Like, you're just okay with that? What about when Tucker Carlson came out saying, yeah, by the way, like he was like talking in like he was, it's like in the text messages that were leaked, he literally admitted to lying about shit like the I think it would have been the election results. Like, he literally admitted that he was lying. But let me guess, you still trust Tucker Carlson and Fox News because they agree with you. Election was robbed. Look at the numbers. Again, nothing about the numbers indicate that the election was robbed in either of the two elections, right? I've seen people make the argument and the same argument in the opposite direction. I'm like, okay, let's not become blue MAGA, okay? I've seen those arguments and I'm like, okay, like, I understand where you're coming from, but no. Like, you're just becoming blue MAGA at that point. I don't think that either election was rigged. I just think that there was low voter turnout. I literally just think that it's that simple. Anyways, Crip MAGA, yeah, she hate God. She is dumb and you're dumb. Dude, that's so true. Dude, thank you for your incredible argument. You have single-handedly deconstructed each and every one of my talking points. Thank you for sharing your insight. Anyways. Chat. How are you all doing? It's Femyoz, not Funyuns. So true. Bro, stop glazing Kalama Harrison? Who is Kalama Harrison? I'm sorry, what? Can you explain to me who Kalama Harrison is? Kalama Harrison. Bro, stop glazing Callum Harrison. She claimed she worked everywhere. She sucks. Why are you lying and why are you speaking on Trump's name? Dude, why are you speaking on Callum Harrison's name? Dude, Callum Harrison is by far the greatest thing I've ever seen. Yes, everyone knows Callum Harrison. Callum Harrison. Oh my god. Anyways, I don't blame you if you don't value what I write. Femi, I'm sorry. I can't read every chat message. I'm so sorry. You're a cool person. Thanks for doing live streams. I gotta go take care. I'm sorry. I don't know what you were... Let me look at your channel activity. What did I miss? You know why he's orange, right? He's got a tunnel to Oompaville. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Ah! Okay. Anyways, sorry. My clock annoys me. Kalama Harrison 2028. True. True. Yeah. Dude, at least Camel Toe Harris was like kind of like a... I don't know if like... But I'm sorry. Kalama Harrison is crazy. Yeah, like from Oompa Loompas from Willy Wonka. Oh, is that a character from Willy Wonka? Dude, Kalama Harrison is crazy. Femyoz, I went to the hospital because of flipping major small... I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't even know you could get it anymore. My luck is terrible. I'm sorry to hear that, random person. Yeah. Yeah, chlamydia... Dude, guys, did you vote for Donald Trump or Chlamydia Harrison Ford? That is, dude. Asked in the best of faith. What can I say? Dude. What if insults become? What if insults become? These are, dude. It's okay. I hope you're okay. Who did you vote for? I voted for Kalama Harrison, obviously. Dude, in the wise words of Colton Abbott. Anyways. Doland Turnip. Yep. Guys, did you vote for Doland Turnip or Kalama Harrison? Sorry. Just have to put some stuff on my lips so that they're not as dry. Chat. Do you guys want to talk about some political stuff or do you want to just like shitpost? Because I'm thinking of shitposting, but everyone is still talking about politics and I'm still kind of in a political mindset. You know what I mean? Yeah, I voted for Calamari Harris. Yeah, true. Thoughts on motorcycles? I'm planning on getting one. I think they're cool, I guess. Hello, Relentless. I hope you're doing well. How's it going, Femi? I'm doing okay. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still disappointed about the election results, but yeah, anyways. Why are you a homosexual? Dude, I have an incredible counter question, okay? Why you a heterosexual? Okay? It's your channel, whatever you want to talk about. Chat. Do you want to watch a video called I Left the Non-Binary Quote? Bisexual exposes queer brainwashing. I kind of want to watch it, alright? Chat, we're gonna watch this epic video. Oops, sorry, I have it sped up by accident. Alright, let's try
I was
this
like
again.
afraid of people who didn't identify as trans or non-binary for the most.
Why? What? I'm sorry. So, let me get this straight, okay? And I could be wrong about this. I haven't seen this entire video, but it seems to be the case that you just went from one extreme position to the other. That doesn't make you more correct.
I ended up in the hospital. While I was in the hospital, I needed a female nurse to take care of me for safety reasons because I was so deep into believing that like sex wasn't real and
what? How many trans or non-binary people believe that sex isn't real? Like, is this a psyop? I'm sorry, what? I'm pretty sure that we all believe that sex is real. Like, we acknowledge that it exists. That's why we transition, right? That because it's real. Like, if gender was the only variable that existed, what would I be transitioning to and from? Like, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. Like, the whole point of being transgender is that, sex and gender are fundamentally two different concepts. But sex is something that exists, right? And that traditionally, your gender is, societally determined on the basis of your sex. But that doesn't mean that they're fundamentally the same concept. That's the entire premise, right?
gender was all that matters and all of the stuff that we hear from the.
Wait, okay. What matters and what is real are not the same thing, right? You could make the argument that gender is what matters in a social context, while still believing that sex is real. These are not mutually exclusive positions.
Gender activists. I was concerned that if I asked for a female nurse, I would offend someone to the point of them wanting to kill themselves.
I'm sorry, what do you need a biologically female nurse? Like, are we talking about, like, of the female sex? I mean, yeah, if that's, like, if you insist on that, that's, like, kind of a weird thing to care about, like, as long as they get the job done properly, I don't see what the issue would be. Like, who fucking cares?
I have been saying it, that more and more people were going to be coming out as detrans, as non-binary.
Okay, but if we're talking about the statistical probability of somebody coming out as a detransitioner, what is that going to be? Because all you can do is point to anecdotes. But what you can't do is point to statistics. Because all of the statistics say that people that detransition on the basis of being dissatisfied with their transition or not really being trans is a fraction of a fraction. We're talking about substantially less than 1%, right?
Because of all the ridiculous gender ideology bull crap that's been going on for the past 6-7 years. But guess what? I just happened to have found an non-binary woman.
Oh, wow. You found somebody that can reaffirm all of your existing positions instead of somebody that will challenge them. Holy shit, who would have guessed? Has Ariel ever had somebody on that will actually challenge her positions? Has she ever debated anybody? Look, I'm not saying you have to become a fucking debate lord, but at least have some people on that disagree with you. Look, you don't have to go on the fucking Crucible or modern day debate and, like, autistically debate through every single argument or whatever. Just have somebody that has a different experience that might contradict what you already believe and analyze that experience. That's all you have to do, right? Again, I don't expect you to do this, like, hyper autistic debate bro shit, okay? I stopped doing that a while ago because I just stopped caring. It just wasn't fun for me. It got repetitive and boring, but, like, come on. It's always somebody that reaffirms your existing positions. All of it boils down to confirmation bias. This is why she won't defer to any actual statistics.
Woman herself, and she is brilliant.
She is brilliant because she agrees with me.
My name's Kaya.
Also, you cannot say that she's brilliant after showing the first few clips of her describing what she believed, assumedly not that long ago, right? If she unironically believed that sex isn't real, then no, she's probably not very brilliant, right? Because that is a position where you have to have, like, brain damage, right? You have to be, like, hit on the head as a child to believe that, right?
So I actually am doing,
like, again, there's going to be a fundamental distinction between whether or not sex is real versus whether or not it's relevant to the way in which we ought to socially categorize
a lot
people.
of policy and politics stuff, but I started.
Femyoz, I like you. I like you too, Skylar the Unicorn.
And I do a lot of still activism, talking about the gender and sexuality issue that.
Oh, dude, what an incredible Twitter bio. 1A, 2A, individualist, capitalist, ex-woke/leftist, ex-non-binary. Oh, dude. Yes, clearly an unbiased, reliable source of information, of course.
That we have in this country, mostly from my.
It's like, oh, wow, I wonder if she's gone from one extreme to the other. Who knows? It could be anything, truly.
Experience, kind of sharing the stuff that I went through and how I was indoctrinated into it. I was interested.
Dude, I was indoctrinated by the woke mind virus.
The idea of all this gender stuff in high school. Getting into LGBT stuff was also when I realized that I was bisexual, so I was trying to figure that out. But really, when I got to college was when things got crazy.
Ooh, crazy. Okay, what happened in college?
Started meeting people who were identified.
Oh my god, dude, you can tell that she's brainwashed. Look. Back then, she had blue hair and pronouns. Guys, that's how you know that at the time she was infected by the woke mind virus. Look. There's blue hair and pronouns. Chat. She was indoctrinated. She must have been triple boosted and vaccinated as well.
I was non-binary, and I had people telling me that they thought that I was non-binary. You're a tomboy, and you're bisexual, and you have these, like, masculine qualities. These are the reasons why I identify as non-binary.
Nobody is saying that whether or not you have masculine qualities is what determines whether or not you're non-binary. Like, this is just a fucking lie. Nobody is saying, yes, you see, if you are gender non-conforming, then you must necessarily be non-binary. Now, people might say, it could be the case that you're non-binary. That's like a possibility. It might not be something to rule out right away, regardless of your gender presentation. But right off the bat, you clearly didn't actually understand the so-called woke propaganda or whatever. If you think that it is logically justifiable to conflate gender expression with gender identity. These are not the same thing. Like, this is brain dead. Holy shit.
binary is because of this, this, and this. You remind me of me, so then you must be non-binary too. Projection of
Nobody is saying that.
them of, you know, I'm only validated if you also identify as it, so you have to.
What? Nobody is saying you have to identify as non-binary. This is just a lie. She's just lying out of her ass.
TikTok wasn't big at the time, and most of it really was in person. The professors at my school, especially, who kind of went around and had us all doing, you know, the pronoun introductions and saying everything is valid.
Bro, who fucking cares? Oh no, they did pronoun introductions. Oh, boo fucking who?
Here's a wall of all of the 50 million rainbow flags that you must all
I don't think that 50 million rainbow flags can fit on a wall, but I digress.
memorize. Somewhere in my line of thinking, something went wrong. It wasn't until 2020 that I actually finally came out of it, because COVID happened and I got pulled out of that group. So the colleges shut down. I actually have to thank you, because I kind of finally came out of it and was solidly comfortable with being done with it after I started watching some of your videos.
Oh, okay, of course.
And Blair
of course.
White. But
Glad to see that you've pulled somebody onto your show that is unbiased and doesn't just reaffirm all of your existing positions.
Angel and all of you guys,
Good.
and I was like, oh,
Good.
here are LGBT people saying the same things that I've been thinking. So when I was in
Hold on, if you already were thinking them, then there wasn't an issue with your way of thinking according to your internal line of reasoning. If it's the case that you were internally already thinking these things, then you cannot go back and say, well, you see, my logic was actually flawed, even though it was apparently exactly the same, and I was already thinking. Which one is it? Did you or did you not already agree with those positions? She's right off the bat already contradicting her own narrative.
in college,
Like, this is the most pathetic psyop imaginable.
I was at one point training to be a teacher. I was working in a middle school. Wall of genders that we had in my college, they had in the middle school that I was teaching at in 2018.
Bro, who fucking cares?
It started outside of school, then it was like really, really expensive universities, then it was all colleges, then it was high schools, now it's middle schools. And then that's when DeSantis was like,
Yeah.
you're not getting the kindergartners, like you need to stop somewhere, you know, and everyone was like, don't say.
Oh, you mean when DeSantis was in favor of book banning and censorship, you know, inherently authoritarian policies, instead of letting, I don't know, the parents decide or the school districts decide, because Ron DeSantis is in favor of centralizing power and having the government decide which books are and aren't allowed in schools. Hell, you could even disagree with whether or not something is age appropriate. Now, I would argue that there are age appropriate ways to teach LGBTQ issues for the youth or whatever, right? But we don't even have to have that discussion to say that it is wrong and authoritarian for the government to decide what books are and aren't allowed in schools. I don't want the government to decide what my kids are or aren't allowed to read. Now, obviously, I don't have kids, but if I did, I wouldn't want the state government saying you are or aren't allowed to teach your kids this, right? I don't want that, right? Unless it's like, I don't know, misinformation. Like, okay, yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to teach kids that the fucking earth is flat, right? But like to teach to teach that gay people exist, I don't see what the issue with that is, right? It should not be censored. The same way that I would argue that they shouldn't ban Bibles from a school, right? They shouldn't ban the Quran from a school. I don't want the government to decide what schools are and aren't allowed to have in terms of their information.
I do think that part of the reason that I was able to get out of it was because my identity as non-binary wasn't that long-lived. It was 1 or 2 years. But I can't imagine.
So you questioned your identity for a year, and now you're talking about how, actually, I left the cult because I personally wasn't non-binary. Okay?
Someone who starts identifying as a 10-year-old or something, right? If you've gotten to the point where you're identifying.
Then why do you vote Dem? Because Democrats aren't the ones that are trying to centralize power. For instance, if you take Trump and what he's written in Agenda 47, this is all public information. He's publicly shared Agenda 47. One of the main things that scares me about Agenda 47, which is not just endorsed by Trump, but explicitly written by Trump himself, is that he intends on centralizing as much power as possible to the president in the executive branch, as well as replacing everybody in the executive branch with loyalists, right? So if you're against things like centralizing power to a single person, then you should necessarily be against Trump being in office, right?
Identifying as non-binary.
I think both sides are full of shit in different ways. Yeah, but one side is clearly worse than the other,
You
right?
are so deep into all of this. Like it really is all that you think about. It's not a natural thing, right?
Bro, who is you? Like, who is only thinking about, yes, I am non-binary. That is my entire livelihood. Like, I don't constantly think about the fact that I'm trans outside of the context of, I don't know, maybe this YouTube channel where it's like, I talk about trans issues. Where, yeah, maybe that's relevant. Maybe me being trans is relevant to the discussion in some way, shape, or form. In terms of what people in chat are saying. Or in terms of like, oh, okay, so here's some, like a blanket statement somebody is making about all trans people. That doesn't apply to me. So this obviously is not something that you can say in good faith, right?
You have to constantly.
Like, if somebody says, like, I don't know, all trans women are autogynephiles or whatever the fuck, right? I can easily disprove that by being like, okay, well, I'm not sexually attracted to myself, so no, you're just wrong.
Be policing pronouns and thinking about how you're presenting and are people going to misgender you and all of this stuff.
Before I go any further, I just want to say that you can be a more feminine man, even if you're straight or gay, it doesn't matter.
Nobody is saying that you can't. Like, aside from far-right conservatives, the only people that are saying that you have to be gender-conforming are right-wingers. No leftist is saying, yes, dude, you're not allowed to be if you're a femboy, you have to be trans. Now, there is a little bit of egg discourse, okay? And look, I condemn egg discourse, okay? I think that egg discourse is bad sometimes, all right? Not every femboy is going to be trans, okay? And there are going to be some, whatever, cringe Redditors that are like, well, you see, you're a femboy, so therefore you're trans. Not in favor of that. Let people figure their shit out, right? But aside from this, like, very, like, insular minority of people on the internet, this isn't a real issue, right?
You could be a more masculine woman. You can enjoy dressing up differently and being artistic.
Thank you, Dan, for the $3, saying, hi, you're smart and cute. May I get a 360 stand-up, please? So, a Skirt Go Spinny is $5. Donor rewards are in the description. But, I mean, I guess maybe, because I do have to go to the bathroom anyways, so maybe I'll give you a 360 when I go to the bathroom, I guess, which is gonna be very soon. You know what? In fact, I do need to pee, so I'm just gonna play my own content, okay? That's what I intend on doing. I'll just play, where we left off last time. I went to the bathroom and needed something to play and wasn't sure what to play, which is my own video, okay? It's called Femboy Destroys Femboy Haters 9, alright? So, I need to pee. I'm gonna be right back, okay?
Menacingly?
Menacingly? Do you think that femboys are menacing?
Oh, 20 lira. Bruh.
Honestly, that's so relatable. I hate when I fall for those traps.
What?
Remember, guys, loud equals funny. Come on, say it with me. Loud equals funny. Loud equals funny.
You know the saying of how, niggas get locked up and when you drop the soap, you get your cheeks clapped.
That sounds awesome. I'm gonna go commit arson and get caught on purpose now.
But these femboys, bro, like, these femboys are a threat to any man.
Our sheer presence is an absolute safety hazard.
The victim don't even gotta be in jail when it comes to these femboys, bro. Motherfuckers can see a nigga just bent over, maybe cracking his back, stretching, picking up his wallet.
He sure does like thinking about femboys bending over a lot for a self-proclaimed straight man.
Bro, why the fuck would you search this shit up at 1 o'clock in the morning and watch this shit just to watch it, bro?
Don't worry, guys. He's only watching it for research purposes and nothing else, okay? He does not enjoy it. He's actually shaking his head in disapproval the entire time he's watching.
God, please save us from this hell. For real, bro. Like, at this point, bro, this is I think this is beyond God's doing. Like I don't think even God will be able to do anything about this.
If your God is being overpowered by a couple of TikTok femboys, then you must have the most weak and pathetic God imaginable.
Motherfuckers can see a nigga just bent over, maybe cracking his back.
If you like seeing him bend over, you like seeing him bend over. Just fucking own it.
Like, if anybody gets off to this shit, bro, you might need to cut your dick off. I'll keep it completely real with you.
I mean, I wasn't planning on getting bottom surgery, but if you insist.
Look at this Taylor Swift.
With that being said, also, now that I'm back, thank you, Batal Crafter, for the $10, you beautiful fucking bastard, saying W fit. I couldn't possibly agree more, and thank you very much. Okay, this is funny, not gonna lie. Hell yeah. Dude, maybe I should do more pre-prepared content. What do you all think? I love the bells. Hell yeah. Feel free to request me purring into the mic or 2 Skirt Go Spinnies. It's your choice, Patel Crafter. And thank you for the 10. Or feel free to request nothing. It depends on what you want. But yeah, anyways, let's see here. Being moderate makes more sense than being extreme on either side. I mean, you're talking about something relative to the Overton window, right? So that's not going to be inherently rational, right? Spinnies, all right, will do. And we'll get back to the epic video that we were watching, unless you guys don't want to. I don't know. Anyways, hopefully that was satisfactory. Okay. With that being said, yeah, why the hell not? Let's go back to the whatchamacallit. Let me close these and then open this. All right, and we're gonna go back to the thing, okay?
It doesn't make you a different gender. A great example of this is the film produced by my friend Lucas Ferrara and his law firm.
Oh, of course. The first example you cite is somebody that agrees with you and produced a film. Dude, imagine citing a fucking movie as your #1 source of evidence.
Film Makeup, which is available on all streaming platforms right now. It follows 2 friends that live in London that almost have nothing in common, but bond over something very, very, very risque.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, what would that be?
Take a look.
Wow, Femi, you're extra cute tonight. Thank you.
So, how you finding living here, Sasha?
Yes, it's fine.
Oh, good, yeah.
Do you know my dad?
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you sad. You just moved in with me.
Just leave whenever you want, mate.
I've got this character that lives inside of me, and she just wants to entertain me.
Bro, who cares? This is nothing.
If you guys want to go
Wait, how does that support your argument? Like, what are you talking about?
and check that out, I'll have it linked in the description below. It is definitely worth a view. I'm about to
Bro, you're just promoting your friend's movie. This has nothing to do with your argument, but you're pretending like it does. Like, could you be any more apparent as a grifter? Like, could you be any more obvious?
fly out to LA
Like, it is beyond apparent. Like, this is a fucking parody.
for a interesting video topic, and I'm going to watch it again on my flight there.
I acknowledge that there are people who have dysphoria that may benefit from.
That's why I'm picky with like the words.
Yeah. But the idea that
Okay, so you acknowledge that trans people exist, at least ones with dysphoria. Okay, fine. That is a starting point that you could have, I guess. It's not one that I would pick. I would simply define a trans person as being anyone that identifies not as the gender that they were assigned at birth. Anyone that doesn't identify with the gender that they were assigned at birth, right? Would
that,
be
you know,
trans,
you
right?
can, that woman is just this
Transgender, to be specific.
feeling in the void, and you can feel it one day and not feel it another, or you can identify as a tree or a lamp or a zerzim. Like, no, I think no.
So that's like an entirely separate discussion, right? So that would be an argument about things like neo-pronouns and xenogender. In which case, I guess the argument, and dude, I haven't debated this type of shit in fucking ages. I don't know, there's not really a very compelling argument in either direction, right? It's very difficult to prove that something like that causes any tangible harm. But I don't know how much good comes from it either, right? Generally, my position is just, at least in terms of what I do personally, and I'm not saying that like everybody else has to do it necessarily. It's just like respect somebody's pronouns, unless, unless it's like, okay, somebody operating in bad faith, like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna make my pronouns the N-word. It's like, okay, the way I look at neo-pronouns is like a nickname, okay? So if it's the case that somebody, makes their nickname, for instance, Will, but their legal name is John, you wouldn't be like, well, you see, your biological name inscribed on your, on your XY chromosomes is Jonathan. You can't be called Will. Your name isn't William, or Will for short, right? But if somebody was, I don't know, their name was John, but they decided that they wanted their nickname to be the N-word, you probably wouldn't respect that, right? Like, it's still technically a nickname, right? But it's just not one worth respecting, right? So I would view it in a very similar light. I don't know, I just haven't seen a good argument for, like, why it must necessarily be categorically different. The closest thing I've heard is that, the function of pronouns, is to be, efficient, but, if we were to go for maximum efficiency, we would just use one set of pronouns for everybody, which would be they, them, right? Like if you don't need to describe anything, right? But you wouldn't, I don't know, say for instance, refer to everybody as they. Though I will say something that I do is refer to everybody as they, them unintentionally at some points, right? Regardless of what they identify with. Just because I view it as all encompassing, but that's like an entirely separate discussion to have. Like you could get very nuanced here, and I could argue either side of that argument in particular, but I don't really have a strong position on things like xenogender or neopronouns just because it doesn't really affect me. I actually had a debate with Hunter Avalone and Demon Mama on that.
Oh, the amount of times I was called transphobic and homophobic and all that stuff. I also was like a crazy racist person at the time too.
Yeah.
But
what? Why?
But definitely the gender stuff what trumps the race stuff all the time.
I know, unfortunately. I mean, none of it should trump anything. It all should just be like, we're all here and we just like who we like, and then that's it.
Okay. Yeah, so why do you care if non-binary people exist?
How many of your friends were also identifying as non-binary at the time?
Almost all of them.
Why do you think you followed that peer pressure trend?
There were people.
It's not a peer pressure trend. Like, what is this question? Like, it could be the case that you just so happen to be friends with a bunch of people that are non-binary. That doesn't mean that they're pressuring you to be non-binary. Like, for instance, if I don't know, if I grow up and I'm friends with a bunch of women or whatever the fuck, right? And that's my friend group, but I'm a biological male or whatever, right? You wouldn't argue that I was being pressured into transitioning into a woman, right? Just because I was around women, right? So I don't know why you would make this argument for non-binary people or any gender for that matter, right? Does it really make any sense?
People that I cared about who identified as non-binary and befriend them and validate them. And I think that the biggest thing for me was actually my professors and the adults. These are professionals, you know, who are supposed to know everything. And especially when I was 18.
No, nobody thinks that professors know literally everything. They might know more than you. They might have a wider knowledge base than you, but it doesn't mean that they know everything. Like, that's an absurd conclusion to come to. Like, I've been aware for a very long time that aside from the field of their expertise, there are many instances in which I might know more about something than my professor, right? So for instance, if I have a professor for one of my business classes, it is likely the case that I know more about trans issues than they do because I've looked into them more, right? They don't teach gender studies or whatever the fuck, so it's unlikely that they would know more about me on that, right?
I was like, oh, they know everything. So I think that if it was my professor telling me this was bullshit and the kids around me saying it was real, I might have been like, well, everyone who was around
like, what specifically would be
me
bullshit?
at the time, all of the students, grad students, it was just like, okay, this isn't like a small niche thing. This is everybody who isn't religious or conservative.
Okay, so this right here is the ad populum fallacy, like just appealing to like what the popular opinion is, right? So if that's how you arrive at conclusions, then obviously, yeah, like you're gonna be all wishy-washy like this person, right? You're just gonna be like easily swayed in either direction depending on what's like what you view as like the more popular opinion, right? But this isn't how you actually analyze these things, right? Or it's not how you should, right? I guess it's how this person does descriptively, but not how they should prescriptively. But I digress.
Conservative who believes in this,
Right.
and I'm not religious or conservative, so I guess they're right. And if the only option
No, this is literally just an ad populum fallacy, right? Like if you have like a logical disagreement with them, that's fine, but you should understand what that is and how that could be addressed, right? Or you could just ask questions. Like this is something that I always did, right? Like I've always asked questions. That's how I have come to the conclusions that I have, right? That's why I don't bite any insane bullets or whatever the fuck, right? For the most part, as far as I'm aware, right? Like this person in the intro said something about how she used to believe that sex wasn't real. It's like, okay, but nobody is arguing that. That's just like a conclusion that you came to because you didn't understand why you believed the things that you did. That's why you ask questions. My worldview has changed a lot over time because I asked questions and because I wasn't willing to believe something without evidence or without a proper logical explanation for it, right? Which is perfectly rational.
options are right and left, and the right is religious and the left believes in this, then this must be what I'm supposed to believe.
What would a parent
No, there's nothing that you're necessarily supposed to believe by default. No, but like again, this is logically fallacious. I don't know why you would base your opinions off of an ad populum fallacy. Like, yeah, no shit, you're not gonna know what you're talking about because you're just going with whatever the popular opinion is around you. Like, yeah, no shit, you're gonna have a shitty worldview that's not informed on anything. That doesn't mean that just because you then watch a YouTuber who says something else, if you go against one grain and with another, that somehow makes you more correct now. That just means that you went with one with the flow of one river to a flow of another in an opposing direction. That's it. That's all you've done here.
Parents say to their child caught up in this all, something that the kid might actually listen to.
Well, I think the first question would be, where is it coming from? Yeah, I think there's different ways to approach it. If it's coming from, say, internet versus school, right? Like if they're in classes that have all of the rainbow flags on all their walls, that's a little bit trickier to deal with than if they're just like on TikTok.
I'm sorry, what exactly are the rainbow flags on the walls gonna do? Or is that what convinced you to believe that sex isn't real, even though no actual leftist believes that? Like, what are you talking about?
I don't know if this
OMG, is that a bottom? Shush. I would never be a bottom. That would be crazy. I'm gonna dance to the Femyoz wedding. Hell yeah. Anyways, dude, Lime is debating people in the free marketplace of ideas. Wouldn't you agree that even if they don't plan on doing anything, you'd want someone who, if in case they actually do plan on doing something, won't cause any substantial harm to the country? Real. Dude. Lime is turning into me. Dude, I love Lime. I'm sorry about the election day stream, Femyoz. That was horrible to see. Yeah, it was not pleasant. It's okay. We're gonna get over it, okay? We're gonna get through it, all right? We're not all gonna die, probably, okay? It's gonna suck. Next 4 years are gonna suck, but especially since the carrot one. Yeah, the shriveled up carrot. Yep.
This is something that a lot of parents would want to do.
The shriveled up obese
But
carrot.
I think distance is a good thing. And that doesn't mean, cutting your kid off from all of their friends, not letting them talk to them again. Sometimes exposing them to like fresh air.
I feel like I have both male and female.
Hold on, what do you mean exposing them to fresh air? Like, you're talking about how you based your entire worldview off of an ad populum fallacy. That never changed. All that changed was the environment you were in. So yeah, if your entire worldview is predicated on an ad populum fallacy, and then you are no longer surrounded by the people that believe in a certain position, and then you surround yourself with people that believe in a different position on the internet in terms of the content creators you watch, then yeah, you're going to believe in the other position, but your actual analysis itself is still exactly the same and just as flawed. Right?
Female characteristics. Some days I'm more masculine, other days more feminine. Why not embrace both rather than neither?
I think this just goes
Nobody is saying that being more masculine or feminine makes you non-binary. Like, this is so fucking brain
back
dead.
to the way that
I love you too, Lilith. Yeah. Lime. Fuck. I was reading the fucking other message. Sorry.
I was exposed to all of this was like I
Fucking
guess
retarded. I read them backwards.
the term androgynous existed. I had
But I do love you, Lime. Holy shit.
heard of it, but I had heard that it was like outdated and offensive. in a
I knew
way.
you were going to say that. I knew you were
Yeah.
gonna say it was
Staying safe as a prison? Wait, what? What does that mean?
outdated.
Then now that we understand the genders better, we call those androgynous people non-binary. Like that's pretty much what I was taught.
Androgynous people isn't a different gender. That's the issue, though.
Like even the feminine masculine thing, right? If you're feminine and you're a woman, then you're just a cis woman. Feminine and you're a man, then you're supposed to be trans feminine. Like there's no such
What? What do you... Wait, hold on. Let me replay this. This is fucking incoherent. Okay. Gender identities. Okay, more than just male/female. Okay. Cis in of itself isn't a gender identity. It's just a prefix, right? So, same thing with trans, right? So if we're talking about cisgender, you identify with the gender that you were assigned at birth. Transgender is obviously the inverse. I was staying safe of prison. So true. Apparently, voting for the lesser of two evils is a prison, I guess, somehow. Anyways.
binary. Like that's pretty much what I was taught.
Androgynous people isn't a different gender. That's the issue, though.
No, you're conflating gender expression with gender identity. Nobody is saying that being androgynous is a gender, right? Non-binary is a gender.
Even the feminine masculine thing, right? If you're feminine and you're a woman,
Like, just because Lime acts more masculine or whatever, like, fuck, she acts more masculine than me despite being a cis woman, right? And has some more masculine characteristics doesn't make her non-binary, right? Like, she identifies as a woman, and, while, she does act more masculine, in quite a few ways, that I'm not gonna get into, she's still my girlfriend, right? She's still a woman, right? Because that's how she identifies, right? So, again, this is a fundamental flaw between, I guess, a misunderstanding between the distinction of expression versus identity. These are not the same. Or probably just because you're a bottom. Shut up. Look, okay. Being a top is like a typically more. Never mind. Look, let's just say she's the man in the relationship. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Look, yeah, you have shorter hair than me. You're the man in the relationship. Like, okay, like that. Chat. Look, shut up. I did not out myself. Shut up. So you're about. Shut up. Dude, Chat, can we finish the segment, please? I subscribed to you. Yo, let's go. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. We're just gonna continue the segment. I predicted this was gonna happen.
And then you're just a cis woman. Feminine and you're a man, then you're supposed to be trans feminine. Like,
no, nobody is saying you're supposed to be anything. If you're feminine and a man, you could just be a femboy. Nobody is saying you're trans femme if you're a femboy. Like, what? Name a single real trans activist that has said, if you are a femboy, then you are necessarily trans feminine. That is the logical conclusion to you simply being a femboy. Please. You're too cute, Lamau. No, you're a bottom. You now just admitted. Lime, why do you have to make fun of you? Reading your message at the same time, and then I start reading your message out loud. Because I was... Dude, I can't do this anymore. Okay. Anyways. Lime. Don't make fun of me, I'll like it. Shut up. What am I... Dude, this is not fair. This is clearly bullying. And, dude. Either way, Cute bell, by the way. Thank you. Okay, you outed yourself. Shut up. So what? I love Lime anyway. I don't care, okay? Genuinely, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm actually... Okay, let's move up back to the content, okay? Chat,
there's no such thing as a feminine man anymore.
Right, and
yes, there is. Yeah, dude. The very common leftist position of femboys don't exist, actually.
that's a big issue. Because it's borderline homophobic because...
No, nobody is saying that femboys don't exist anymore. Like, unless you talk to, I don't know, fucking Rose Malay. You're not gonna find that on the internet. No leftist is saying that femboys don't exist and that they're all just trans femmes. Or that they're all just... Look, there are gonna be some people that make that as, like, a joke, but nobody actually believes that.
Most gay men are more feminine. Like, it's just how it is.
So for that...
Nobody is saying that gay men don't exist or that feminine men don't exist. Nobody is saying this. Like, you're arguing against the voices inside of your head.
Of, like, why didn't you just call yourself tomboy or androgynous? Or even, like, if you're a masculine woman or a feminine man. Like, the reason why is because those ideas don't exist within this ideology.
Yes, they literally do. You just don't understand the ideology that you supposedly agreed with. Like, again, the only reason you supposedly agreed with it was due to, and you admitted this, an ad populum fallacy, where you just went with whatever the popular narrative was around you without actually understanding why. Right? You didn't actually understand why. You just based your entire worldview off of an ad populum fallacy, and because of that, you didn't understand it. Because at the end of the day, yes, femboys do exist within this worldview. It's simply that you are too stupid to understand the fundamental distinction between gender expression and gender identity. They're not the same. They might be correlated, but there's not a direct causal link necessarily, and they're not one and the same. And if you actually understood what woke gender ideology actually is and what people like me actually believe, you know, people that are actual leftists, you would know, oh shit. Yeah, expression and identity are not one and the same.
Once you're introduced into these ideologies, the idea of a feminine man, that doesn't exist.
I'm feminine, I wear...
No, this is just a fucking lie. You're just lying about the opposite position for the sake of it at this point.
Do you think that they would say that?
There's no way she actually... Like, I refuse to believe she is actually so stupid that she thinks that somebody like me thinks that there's no such thing as a feminine man. There's no way she's this dumb.
I was kind of non-binary. Like, if I wasn't a YouTuber and they didn't hate me and all these things, because I'm not, like, 100% feminine.
They probably
No, again, you're conflating expression with
They
identity.
would say that you're cis.
They're not the same.
And they would say
Fair.
that, like, it probably would be more of an up to you thing. Like if you feel more like a woman, you can identify as a woman. But if you feel more non-binary, you probably could be non-binary.
Yeah, okay, so then you acknowledge the distinction between identity and expression, correct?
I mean, if you felt like a trans man, they would also say that's okay. But non-binary
Yeah, yes, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's how you feel, then go for it.
person who hasn't embraced their non-binariness.
Who hasn't fully embraced their. Somebody said, "Did you actually believe that you had gender dysphoria?"
I wouldn't say that I ever thought I really had dysphoria, but I definitely thought that I had euphoria.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
When I came out of it, like when I first started to kind of, I guess, identify as a woman or address the fact that I was a woman, I didn't change the way that I dressed very much at all.
Oh, okay.
Because that's not what makes you a woman.
Yeah, it's not what makes you a woman at all. I felt more comfortable
Nobody thinks that the way you dress is what determines your womanhood. Nobody believes this.
when I was wearing like super compression
Nobody on either side of the aisle, for that matter.
sports bras. And when I like wore other bras where you could like tell that I had like boobs, that would make me feel uncomfortable. So I did own a binder at one point. I say I'm ex non-binary. I don't know if I'm considered a sister, but I did consider it and like really consider top surgery at one point. If this is who I am now and this is what makes me happy, then I should go through with this. And I'm happy that I didn't do that because it wasn't necessarily like having like boobs gave me tons of distress.
I don't even know.
Okay, I mean, it's ultimately up to you, but I would just base it off of a personal preference and what maximizes
If
utility.
it's either of those categories. I think people just sometimes have discomfort with their own bodies.
Yeah.
That you're
Yeah, that's possible, right? But it's also the case that you ought to do what maximizes utility, right?
trans or whatever. Technically, I feel uncomfortable having small chest, and I've thought about getting a boob job. Does that mean I'm non-binary? Like you
No, that has nothing to do with your identity. That's your expression.
can make that comparative statement. You can.
Yeah.
Like that's your like those are anatomical sex characteristics, right?
You can, because you don't have gender dysphoria, and I do not have gender dysphoria.
No.
So neither of those things make you non-binary or trans.
No.
It just means that sometimes you don't like how big or small your chest is.
So I was in therapy because I was dealing with anxiety at the time, but all of my therapists were like, non-binary is real. I actually had
Yeah, because it is. It's something that exists. Yeah. Did they diagnose you as
one of my
non-binary?
therapists that I was seeing when I was starting to question it. I think I mentioned something like, I don't know about all of this gender stuff. And she was like, what gender stuff? Non-binary is a real thing. What are you?
I doubt that that's how she worded it. I'm guessing that if you say, I don't know about all this gender stuff, yeah, the most reasonable thing to do would be ask a follow-up question. Like, hold on, what gender stuff are we talking about? And then I'm guessing that you responded like, oh, I don't know, like non-binary stuff. Like, are non-binary people real? And then as the therapist, you'd most likely say something along the lines of, yeah, of course they're real, right? Like, that's not like but you're acting like this is like a hostile response when it wouldn't be, right? I just don't see that happening.
What are you talking about? I was like, oh,
Jesus.
okay. Well, I'm not going to talk to you about this anymore. Yeah, I was
Yeah, I don't know if I believe
surrounded
that.
by, because I was in data science, I was surrounded by so many STEM people in college, and a lot of the people that I knew were
Were they like femboys wearing stripy socks and then they became transfem? Is that like the woke mind virus? They're taking away the femboys. They're turning them all into trans women.
were biology or bioengineering or
That's a really interesting point. Yeah.
and a lot of them believed in a lot of this stuff for a lot of the same reasons that I did, because they had professors and stuff that were telling them that this was true. And some of
Right.
these people, they went on to med school. So
Oh shit.
the doctors are
Whoa, you mean that like the people that went to med school agreed with the medical consensus on the matter? Holy shit, bro. That's crazy.
being, fed through the same machine that I went through.
Right.
For me, it's not surprising, especially when it's at all of the top universities, right? The Harvards, the Stanfords, the Yales.
When the gender identity politics thing isn't popular anymore, what do you think will be the next thing people jump on? Somebody said, I hope it's not transracial or identifying as different ages, ... Plot twist. They're already doing that.
Who is there? Like, yeah, you could find like one example of like an insane person being like, actually, I'm a 6-year-old girl, and they're like 60 years old. Like, okay. Yeah, maybe that person is somebody that technically exists. This doesn't mean that the left endorses them. Like, what are you talking about?
I do think that transracial is going to be a thing.
You think it's gonna be real? I mean, there's like 3 people, right, that identify that way. Do you think
Yeah,
it's
but
gonna
it started
be a
that
real
way
thing?
with
It's a non-issue. Also, no, non-binary people have existed for ages. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we could literally look back at Two-Spirit from like thousands of years ago or whatever. the fuck.
binary, right? There was like 2
There were
people on
3 people.
Tumblr.
That's true, actually. Holy shit. Yeah.
And I think especially as plastic surgery is getting like more
So like just because like it wasn't called non-binary back then doesn't mean that like it didn't exist, right? It was it was called something else, right? Again, that's like Two-Spirit would be a very good example of that,
more
right?
advanced. Like the Rachel Dolezals and the Ollie Londons, like they looked kind of funny when like they went through it, but like
yeah, it's almost like they did it as like a publicity stunt. Holy shit, bro! Who would have guessed?
now that things are getting more,
It's like you're comparing like some random publicity stunt to being transgender, I guess.
technology is getting more advanced. I think you're gonna have more people who are like changing their race, but nobody knows because
You mean like their skin color? Hold on, there's like gonna be a distinction between somebody changing their skin color and their race, right? Like we're talking about somebody's race. We're talking about like a I don't know if I would say social categorization. I guess like a social construct that simply describes I guess like your what would be a good way of putting it? Like the like I guess your ancestry. I don't know how to put it into better words than that. But like if it's the case that like I don't know, you have like I don't know, a dad who's black and and like a mom who's white, right? Like you'd be 50% black, 50% white, right? Like it's not like about like the physical characteristics necessarily. But I guess that's neither here nor there. There's some people might argue that they're black just because like that's just like how they're like treated in society and whatnot, and they might face a lot of the same stuff. Just because of how they're perceived, but no, it's gonna be a lot more complicated than just like physical characteristics, right? Is race a social construct? Yeah, so you're conflating race and ethnicity, right? So ethnicity would reference the like the physical characteristics, right? Like we're not talking about like but we're not talking about that, right? But yeah, there's like a distinction between race and ethnicity, right? They're not both on the basis of biology exclusively, right? Being black and being of black culture could be two different things, correct? Right? If we're talking about like the way we but again, like logically, if we were to like base it exclusively off of like your ancestry, like in terms of your race, then it wouldn't be the case that like somebody like because isn't it the case that Obama is technically 50% black, but everybody agrees that he's the first black president, not the first like we don't call him like the first 50% black president, right? We don't call him a white president, right? So some of it is going to be arbitrarily defined, right? That's sort of what I mean by that. And it's sort of based on like the way we socially categorize things, right? Whereas something like not black though, he's Kenyan and Caucasian. Yeah, exactly, right? Like it depends on the way in which we categorize it, right? I don't want to get too much into a discussion like that because it gets very muddy and complex and whatnot, but anyways, environment plays a big role too. Yeah, in terms of your social standing and whatnot, I don't disagree with that. Anyways, I also really need, dude, I've been drinking so much water today. Holy shit. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of need to pee again. I'm gonna be completely honest. I really, really need to pee. So I'm gonna just keep playing my epic video. Yay. I love my video. It's so good. That's why I'm gonna play it while I'm gone.
If that, oh my god. It's just my eyes, man.
God, it's just my eyes, man. They can't stop staring at... I mean, squinting in agony for research purposes.
No way niggas is being for real, bro. There's no way niggas is being for real.
I love how he just keeps pausing it to make sure he observes every single angle of their body. It's like not enough for him to just watch the video. No. He's got to pause that shit and analyze every single molecule of the femboy. You know, something that straight men definitely do all the time, notoriously.
I will slit my wrist.
Do it, no balls. I fucking dare you.
Like, nigga, where's some trousers, bro?
Trousers? What are you, fucking British?
Get a job, nigga, like...
You know what? I honestly couldn't agree more. I think he should work at Femboy Hooters.
I'm sorry I keep pausing, but these motherfuckers are making me want to do something so completely tragic that...
He means gooning. Just straight up.
I want to do something so tragic, bro.
By something tragic, he means gooning.
Something so tragic, I don't even want to explain what I'm doing on video, bro. Just know it's something tragic.
I think it's safe to deduce that he was only scrolling with one hand.
Nigga's not only trying to be a femboy, but he trying to hold himself out.
Boy, he sounds awfully excited upon hearing this information.
They're not human, my nigga. These motherfuckers are from an entirely different planet.
Femboys are all secretly Martians.
Plus, they came from a planet that was outside of God's creation.
Wait, wouldn't that literally mean that your god didn't create everything and isn't the all-powerful being that you claim he is? He's literally dissing his own religion to prove that he's not into femboys. And he's still failing. I'm
a failed abortion. My parents hate me. I serve no purpose. I'm broke.
Why would you say all those things about yourself?
This is what they be doing, bro. Wearing fucking skirts and having a fucking cam session on fucking femboyporn.com, bro.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. All my homies love femboyporn.com. It's our favorite. Dude, our favorite website. Oh, yeah, dude, I know. Bathroom Yos. I know. I need to constantly pee. I know. Spironolactone be like, bruh. I know. Who would have guessed? The pretty girl's back. Thank you, Lime. Anyways. He's attracted to us and feels guilty about it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I couldn't agree more. But yeah. Oh, man. What I miss? Not much. But yeah. Pew pew pew. Bell rings are so cute. Thank you, I almost called you the other name. That would have been crazy to do on a stream. Anyways, thank you for 100 likes, everybody. Chat, should I restart the stream so it does better in the algorithm? We lost a lot of concurrence. You know, we were getting over 100. It seems like restarting streams actually does something now. It actually seems to benefit streams now. Like it used to cause harm, but I've noticed that like I don't know. I mean, I don't think it hurts at this point because it's something I've noticed other streamers do, and it seems to work fine. I've been able to stream like multiple times a day and like end a stream and then like restart it or whatever. Don't restart, please. Wait, why not? What's wrong with restarting? I'd only be gone for like a few minutes. Other name comes natural to fem. Shut up. I'll admit I think Finster is hot and I feel no shame about it. Liking femboys and trans women is nothing to be ashamed of. Heck, Daisy Taylor is hot too in my opinion. I don't know who Daisy Taylor is. IDK. Why not? Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like, yeah, why the hell not? Yeah, so, yeah, we're currently getting like 41 concurrence. So we were averaging like maybe like 100 or something. It's gone down. It's probably gonna stay down. We have an average view duration of 58 seconds. So yeah, we'll have to see what works best. So I think don't leave us for a few minutes, I'll miss you. Yeah, but I'm gonna start another stream. And just see how it works. Because why the hell not? You know? With that being said, chat, I'm not done streaming for the day. Just check back to see if my channel, you know, produced a notification or whatever the hell. Subscribe with the notifications on. I am going to be starting a new stream. But yeah, if you want some more content, I'm going to be interacting with you guys. Yes, you. The beautiful people in chat. All right? That's right. I know. Crazy. Unless you want me to talk about politics or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Bye. See you in a few minutes, everybody.